Hey friends, this is Steve.
And this is Parnell.
And this is Flippin' and Mashing. All right, let's crack these things open right now real quick. I need a
I don't think Steve even enjoys like trying to figure out what episode we're on.
No, it doesn't matter what episode we're on. This is the post E3 episode. That's all that matters. Even though the last one was the post E3 episode, this is the post E3 episode.
We're only like 4 weeks late.
I know. But here's our opinion on E3 after you guys have already established your opinions on it.
We're on episode 19. Didn't you just post 18?
That's probably true. That's probably true. I know it's true. That
I thought I was unorganized.
It's most likely
in some of my chaotic daily business, but you take the cake.
Well.
Yeah, this is episode 19 because this is here's the hard part. This is the episode 19 we'll be publishing.
Yes.
Although
okay,
someone
good
called me
point.
out, I don't remember who it was, if it was Chris or my wife. They're like, "You have other episodes though." I'm like, "Yeah, but they're not numbered. The bonus ones."
Bonus episodes don't count, Ro.
No.
Those are bonus episodes. Those don't count. They're bonus. But either way.
All right, funky man. What do you crack open?
Oh, this here's a Bud Light, and it's the shortest Bud Light I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't know they even made things like this.
It makes your hand look big.
It does. It does make my hand look big.
God, Steve, you got big pinball hands.
What do you have going on here? This is a crazy can.
This is I'm not going to pronounce this right. Levendura. It
looks like an
Stillwater artisanal. It's a Goes sour ale.
A Goes sour ale
brewed with salt, agave, and lime.
It looks like some kind of Aztec-y design of some sort.
It's not bad.
Guava?
Yeah, I don't know. You want to try it?
Oh, okay, I'll give it a shot.
It doesn't taste. It's a good sour, but it doesn't taste anything like nuts.
Well, it's fine. I don't know if I drink a whole entire can. It has a lot of sour to it.
Good thing you haven't had a wild sour. Those beers make your stomach rot real quick.
I bet. All right, let's get into it.
Okay,
we have a
hang
lot.
on.
Oh, go ahead.
I forgot something from last
oh
episode.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Let's hear
this
about...
is because let's hear about Parnell be a jackass.
Let's hear about Parnell's story real quick. Go on.
Because you were way too excited about Tilt.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention at the bowling alley.
Oh, so at the bowling alley.
I put my name on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you now?
Yeah, I was numero uno. On
really? Now we know you're lying. You could have said anything else. Like, yeah, I was number 4. I was number 6.
No, I got number.
But you went
1.
straight for number 1. I was number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to say it was like 250 million, and I got 256 or something. I have a picture of it.
You did take a picture of it. You posted it on Twitter. I need to repost that on Facebook.
Yeah, you should
that way people
post
know that
it
you're
so
not
that
a
people.
liar.
Yeah, exactly. Our listeners think I'm full of shit.
Either way, honestly, you probably should follow Parnell. He posts some good pictures of fake news about how he's number 1.
I'm actually good at pinball. I think after League, every week I'll just post, I'm the winner.
There we go.
Even if I lost.
There we go.
Screw you, everybody. Andy, you're not a wiener. I do have an update on Sky Kings, because I've kind of let that slide for a while.
But you've been working on it. I've been following you on Twitter working on it.
Yeah, man. I finally made a post on the pin side and tried to get some little bit extra help or ideas from other people that are into EMs, because this is my first deep dive in it.
Okay.
I started troubleshooting.
Oh, hold on. For those who have just started listening, Sky Kings is the pinball machine that Parnell has been trying to repair for another individual. Correct?
Yeah, my neighbor's friend kind of thing. And it's an old EM, what was like a early 70s Bally.
Right.
So that means there's no electronic boards. It's all mechanical.
Right.
So it's a shitload of switches and like stacks of switches and relays, which are stacks of switches with a coil, and I ended up pretty much refiling all the switches. The ball count unit needed work. The ball index was all freaking out, and that upper top hole where the ball rolls into and then does a kind of a bonus count and then kicks it out.
Okay.
That finally is working now.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. So this morning I actually played a few games before I left for work just to see if it was still working.
Really?
The only major issue I have is on ball one of whatever. So your last ball 1.
Okay.
The ball index relay coil energizes for maybe 10 to 20 seconds. And it'll randomly just stop.
What do you mean it energizes?
It gets energy to pull it close. So it has a little metal tab that pulls close. So it opens or closes switches in the stack.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And so the coil usually the coil energizes and then releases.
Okay.
It's staying energized for 20 seconds or so. And it's not like another switch that I can tell that makes it stop. It just kind of does it on its own.
Huh.
And so what happens if if a coil stays energized, it overheats and wrecks stuff.
Do you think it's the switch itself?
I have no idea at this point. I don't know what it's doing on ball 1, except I do notice that on the playfield, bonus double is lit. So there might be something with the bonus relay that I have to go back and clean up.
Okay.
But I've done schematic stuff back in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time with these schematics because, for instance, the top ball hole for the saucer is all over the schematic. There's a switch and then there's a coil, but then it's placed multiple spots, and then it's also on the score motor, and I just don't know how to correctly read these schematics to know exactly what I'm looking at, and then follow the line. So,
FYI.
I'm learning.
Well, again, not FYI. For my information and our listeners' information. Was there a deadline on this machine?
Thank God, no.
Okay.
I told him it would take a little while.
Okay.
And the other hard part, too, is he didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I'm trying to do it in, real free time.
Sure.
So if I was being paid per hour of, normal work...
You might actually make some time for it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be paid a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
He had a $200 limit, but then we had to get new rubbers. I had to buy a couple new parts, and then I also needed lights. And so I was eating up the money, and I was going, well, I need to save some for time, and so I've had to do some kind of time management. So I do it in free time, which usually is late at night. But I want it out of my basement or my garage and basement because I need to get all my house projects rolling. So I got to get my table saw set up and the chops in the trailer in the garage. I can demo all the basement walls and throw them in there. Mm-hmm. So even though it's in my free time, my wife's getting a little antsy to get going on some of the other things.
Oh, makes sense.
So that's got to get out. And then Black Hole. Black Hole still needs to get... What's so stupid is that it's so close because the game works. And then I almost need to spend the night, pull an all-nighter here and just put the Baywatch boards in and then Black Knight clean, tear that down and then put that new coil in your game. I should just kick the wife out to her in-law, her parents' house and take the baby. I'll take the dog. We're going to have a guy's night.
Uh-huh.
And an all-night pinball party.
That might work.
No, it won't, but, I can dream.
Right, okay. Anyways,
Steve, I don't want to talk pinball.
No, I got no problem talking pinball.
Okay, so this won't be a big pinball episode.
No, it's...
But, do we want to talk about arcade stuff then? Because the rest of it's going to be E3, and that's going to be a lot of video games.
Sure. All right, so our local arcade just got in TMNT. Yes, Adventure Zone. Just got the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game in.
We've been I've been following this game since John's Arcade on YouTube had a preview of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Raw Thrills or whoever, and then they let him play it a little bit and video record it.
Right.
And then a distributor who I'm on the email list has been sending me like, oh, get Ninja Turtles. And then on Pinside, people were all getting excited like, hey, are you guys getting this for your arcade?
Uh-huh.
And it's been weeks. I'm going, it's shipping. It's got to be shipping soon.
Right. And you felt very certain that Adventure Zone was going to get this game. And I thought, well, maybe. It does get a lot of newer games. That is true.
Yeah, they're big on Raw Thrill games.
Right.
And I haven't been there enough. You've been there more than I do, but I went down and they had the boat racing. Then they had the car racing. And then they got the Jurassic Park. And so they were doing pretty good. Ghostbusters, they were doing pretty good about getting newer Raw Thrills.
But I still didn't think they were actually going to get it. For some reason, I didn't have any hope that they were going to get this game.
I thought it was going to be too expensive. These are like $6,000.
Sure.
So I was thinking maybe they would be holding off for a little while or whatnot.
All right, so my son and I, we went down to the arcade not that long ago. It was during this week. I posted on Twitter about it. Yeah.
You texted me.
Uh-huh.
And I almost shit my pants.
Well, I really didn't think it was going to be there because
how did it? Was it like Heaven's Gates opening and like all this bright light? Like what happened? Like when you walked in the door?
So you can't see it when you first walk in the door. You got all your normal games that you see every single time. Where there's a couple huge, large. You got in the middle of the walkway. You have Jurassic Park as well as some like I don't know what you want to call them like Plinko gambling games.
Yeah, that you stand up and then these blocks fall and you tap the...
Yeah. Well, no, it was not even that. It drops a ball and it plinks all the way down. And if it lands in one of these holders or whatever, you get some
It's a
points.
big redemption game.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just don't...
But either way, they're really tall and they are in the way of it. So I didn't know it was even there until I started rounding them. And then all of a sudden, it just came forth like, what? And it's amongst all these kind of older games. And it's like, oh my God. And it's lit up. It is exciting, just as exciting as Ghostbusters is. Ghostbusters is like the life of the party on its side, and then not too far from it is now this Turtles game, and it is lit up. It's awesome, and I immediately was like, all right, we got to stop doing whatever we were planning on doing. We have to play this game right now.
So what's crazy is everything is lit up. The T-molding is lit up. The joysticks are lit up. The marquee is lit up.
Yep.
And Raw Thrills is on a big kick of drawing attention because, like, Cruisin' Blast.
Right. And
that's lights everywhere.
Right. When you say T-molding, you mean the edging. So, like, all of the edging is LED lit with strobing lights. Like you said, the thumbsticks are constantly strobing different colors. At first, I thought they were just, like, blue or purple for like each character. That's not the case. They're constantly moving. So I had both boys with me, not just Easton, and I just set Beckett down. He was just staring up at the lights.
Oh, he's a baby, so he's not going to be able to play.
No. But nonetheless,
he'll cheer you on.
Right, he was just staring up at all the lights, and it was just this orgasmic source of lights coming at him. And then Easton and I actually played. I let him pick his character. He wanted to be... Who's the blue guy?
Leonardo.
So, yeah, he wanted to be Leonardo, and I chose Raphael. I would have picked Michelangelo, but he was right next to Easton, and I wanted to have a little bit of elbow room, so I slid it.
Oh, man, you're like going to just bust your kid's chops, getting a little too excited.
And we played it for a decent while, and it's a total blast. It's just like the old game that we remember as kids. It is a much more clean, more graphically enhanced. They have some new cool moves that they do, but generally it is just jump and punch and moving. You know what I mean? So it's very simplistic.
Yeah. Is there a kick too, like jump kick?
Yeah, you can jump up in the air. You can push punch, then he kicks some.
Oh, so it's same, but so it literally is.
It is
same moves.
Exactly. It is the game
brought to 2018.
Yeah, 100%. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really well done. I kind of missed the nostalgic opening. You know what I mean? Where they have like the opening theme song from the old Ninja Turtles, and you digitally kind of watch the opening the old cartoon. But nonetheless, this gameplay, it's better. Like they have like, as you're beating up on somebody, he'll like grab them and throw them to the ground and stuff like that. And they do a lot of cool, neat moves that are just you're not doing really anything but just slapping punch. You just keep punching over and over.
Oh, so
again.
they like have random moves in while you're punching, or maybe you punch quick.
Sure.
Double tap or
like triple tap, whatever else. He kind of like whips them around, and they kick them all over the place. They kick them at the screen, which is kind of cool when they did
That's
that.
neat.
Yeah, because they 3D kick them around and not just forward and backwards.
Yeah, like it's not Streets of Rage or the old TMNT. It's
right.
brought to the new era where I kind of like the idea of it getting kicked at the screen.
Yeah,
then they zoom up and
yeah. When that happened the first time, I thought that was pretty impressive. He didn't hit the screen; he flew by the screen, but he came right at us, and then he like fell just short of us. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe later on, somebody actually will hit the screen. But they had lots of garbage cans that you could whip at people. A lot more than the old game had. They have a lot more villains than they did before. They have lots of villains now.
Is it the same kind of thing where you go through a level, fight a boss, go through a level, fight a boss?
Well, at least the first level, they have a couple bosses in the first level. So you like the old game, you go through the whole first level, and then you have I forget which villain it is at the end. I think it's probably Bebop or Rocksteady. I think it's Rocksteady. So you go through the whole entire first level, beat Rocksteady. Then he like jumps out the window or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to jump. Somebody jumps out the window, and then you move on to the next level. Whereas here, you go through, you staying on the same level. Bebop shows up, and Bebop is now like his skinny form from the new Ninja Turtles, where he's like all hip hopish and whatever.
Okay.
He's all in.
Is
like,
he still a rhino or whatever?
Yeah, he's the warthog.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's doing his dance moves because he's all big into dancing now, and which reminded me of the Michael Jackson moonwalk game, whatever it is. But
yeah,
but that's another story altogether. But once you beat him, instead of leaving and going to a new level, you just keep on going.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting and a new twist on it. You stay in here. You're keeping on.
Yeah.
Long story short, I enjoyed the game. I want to put a lot more quarters in it. Oh, well, not quarters, I guess. You're swiping cards now, but
is it probably $1 a play?
I'm pretty sure it was. I was just swiping away because
it's probably like fucking $2 a play.
I had to have been just $1. I mean, if it was $2, that'd be a straight up ripoff. It can't be $2.
It's just an arcade game. It's not. Don't they charge $2 for the stand-down shooters?
Mm-mm. Those are
like Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park's just $1. I'm 99.5% sure on that.
Okay.
One thing that is really good about this game that I was not expecting, I thought this was just going to be a straight up arcade game. It is also a redemption game. The more people you defeat, the more tickets you get.
Shut up.
It's true.
And
that's what made me want to play it so much longer.
They only put... So this is not really an arcade. It is a redemption funhouse.
But... Or are you talking about our arcade?
Yeah, Adventure Zone.
Yes. It's heavily a redemption funhouse.
It's made to make money and have kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
So an arcade wouldn't work because they don't get anything to turn in for the stupid Chinese plastic pencil erasers.
They have arcade games. Like, they have the Terminator 2 game. Like, all those racing games. Those
barely. But those are old now.
True.
And I think the redemptions are making money, and so they're probably going to stick with the redemption. But look at this. This is an arcade game.
Yes.
That spits out redemption tickets.
This is the perfect combo because this is a real arcade game. The Ghostbusters game, it's fairly easy and fairly simplistic, except for the end boss. The end boss, as long as it's turned up hard, can be
the Stay Puft?
Yeah, it can be maddeningly frustrating. It actually can be straight up impossible. But if they have it turned down, you can defeat it with ease, with actually too much ease. You get 500 tickets every single time. You just basically robbing them blind. But
I didn't like that the game ended. Like, it just was done.
Oh yeah, and then you're just done, which is a totally different scenario here. This is a real arcade game. You just keep on going. You keep fighting more bosses.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters, you wear out. I can't keep. I think there's a handful of different levels.
Yeah, there's probably, I think there's 9 levels total.
But once you play those, you're done. But those are different plays. It's not like you can keep swiping and keep playing. It's you swipe, you get picked a level, you beat the boss, it ends.
Yeah, so they give you 3 levels. Maybe it's 2 levels.
Well, that's right. You swipe, you get 2 or 3 levels, and then you fight the boss and you're done. But you don't get to pick them, do you?
No.
Yeah, it's random.
It's all completely random, and I think it's 2 or 3 levels. They have a boss at the end of every one, and then finally you have Stay Puft. Nonetheless, this is a game, I think, for a kid who can keep playing the same mindless just shooting of ghosts over and over and over again. So for Easton, it's a blast. He loves it.
Because he doesn't care.
Well, yeah, repetitiveness means nothing to him. He can watch the same cartoon over and over and over again. So this game to him is wonderful. It's the only thing he's wanted.
But and it's, I always want arcade games in my house, and you couldn't have it.
No,
you could beat it in 30 minutes.
Yes,
and then you'd be,
especially on free play.
Okay, well, I guess we're just waiting for a party to happen so that someone can come enjoy it for 10 minutes.
Right, because if you brought it into your house, you wouldn't put quarters in your own machine. You'd play it on free play, so you would burn through it crazy fast. Because no matter how many times you die, you just keep on going.
Yeah.
And it would be done. You'd probably have the whole entire game done in less than a half an hour. And then you have a huge multi-$1,000 machine in your house for no reason.
It's got to be making them money, though.
What are you talking about?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, it's making them bank. It's the highest traffic game in the
still?
Oh, for sure.
It's got to be the name then.
It's prominently placed. 2, it's lit up like crazy, just like we said before. 3, anyone who knows about the $500 deal or $500 ticket deal knows that this is the cash cow. You go to this sucker, you beat Stay Puft. Doesn't matter what you did during the whole entire game. At the end, you get 500 tickets on top of whatever you just did, and 500 tickets is a lot. I mean,
for $1, yeah,
yeah.
But also, I like the tactile feedback of the ping pong ball shooting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neat experience. Don't get me wrong. I really like the experience, but it is a redemption game, and the replay is horseshit.
Right. I liked the fact that it was the first iteration that I had seen that was a redemption and video game.
Oh yeah,
Turtles brings it to a much, much better level.
I should ask the guys in the pinball forum if they played it yet. And how far, like how many levels there are, and how long it takes.
I don't know, but from what I saw, just from like watching like what is it called, like the like screen that's just spinning, or what, not spinning, but just like
track mode.
Yeah, track mode.
Oh my god, I almost forgot what that was.
Fine. So yeah, like the track mode, it shows a bunch of different bosses. Like there's because in the new cartoon they've invented a lot more bosses.
Okay, so the new cartoon is on what?
Nickelodeon.
God damn it! I got rid of Sling.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So I still have Sling. And Easton watches it. I watch it as well.
So how is the new cartoon? Is this the one where they're different sized?
No, I have not witnessed that yet. I don't think it's out yet. So the new one,
is that a cartoon or is it a movie?
That's a cartoon. It's a new TV series, and that's hand drawn. And that one, well, okay, I don't know what the technical word for it is, but it's basically it looks like it's hand drawn.
Okay,
whatever artistry that's called. Because I know nowadays nobody actually hand draws anything, but that cartoon comes out, if not already out now, it comes out very soon. But I'm referring to the 3D version, which has been around for about several years now, probably 7 years or so, maybe even a decade.
Oh, it's that 3D rendery one.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And that's it's been a mainstay for Nickelodeon for a while now.
But how is it?
It's good. It's good.
Does it scratch the itch that you or I would have?
I think it's much better than the old Turtles.
Really?
Yes.
Do they eat pizza?
Yes. It's much better than the old Turtles because there's so much more content and they have actually good writers. If you try to go back, and nostalgia makes you think that old Turtles series, the original one from the 90s, is super good. But if you try to go back and witness it for yourself, you'll find out in a hurry that is hot garbage. Now,
hot garbage.
I do like that series a lot. I love that series. At the same time, when you try to watch, you're like, wow. Good thing I was 4 years old when I saw this, because an adult, I don't know how they let this get off the cutting room floor. Whatever.
I can only imagine, just thinking back, that it's very slow and kind of dumbed down.
Oh, just the writing is just terrible.
Yeah.
The writing is terrible. I felt like, if I remember correctly, the episodes are really short, but maybe it's because all the commercials are cut out of them. That's probably what it is. But either way, the modern versions of Turtles, the writing is so much better. They have so much more content. They have an overarching story that they have got going on, whereas like the old Turtles, it felt like randomness was taking place every single time as an adult trying to watch it. It just felt a lot more cheesy and jokey. But again, I like those Turtles. I'm not trying to bash those Turtles. I even though I just sat here and just bashed them.
No, but, I mean I like keeping my nostalgia love.
Right.
And I don't want to ruin it.
I would suggest not watching it.
And that's fine.
Just love it for what it is. Don't try to go back and watch it. Like, go ahead.
I tried to I was going back to the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man.
And I've gotten used to it because it's on in my house a lot. But yeah, I've gone back and rewatched it, and yeah, those first 2 seasons are so hard to watch that it's like, wow.
Yeah, I don't remember this first season.
The first season is horrible.
I mean, the first 2 episodes I was going, I don't remember this.
Yeah. The art is bad. The writing is bad. A lot of the stuff is mainly the art and the pacing. It's mainly the art and pacing. I think that's kind of what the issue was with Turtles, is that the pacing was really bad. Another movie. Did you ever watch the Transformers Beast Wars?
No. That 3D. Mm-hmm. Nope. That looks like garbage.
Yeah, in my house, that was a big deal when I was a kid. We watched Beast Wars like crazy. And as an adult, I tried to go back and watch it. Unwatchable TV series. And I loved that show. I thought that the 3D graphics were like the pinnacle of what man could achieve. And it just the story arcs, everything about it was just so epic and grand. And then as an adult, you try to go back and watch, and you're like, wow, I must have been just the dumbest child ever. It's so bad. The story is bad. The acting is bad. The graphics are terrible. Not the graphics, granted, maybe at that time it was the pinnacle of humanity, but now it's unwatchable.
It didn't age well.
Did not age good at all.
I mean, even the old cartoons can age decently because you know that, oh, it's old and it was hand drawn or whatnot. But when you try to do 3D at the beginning of 3D rendering,
yeah,
it just won't age.
No.
Because now 3D rendering looks so good.
Right.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It is what. But we got really sidetracked right there.
All right, so if you see the arcade of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, go play it.
Yeah, one,
we'll
go
have
play
to
it.
take a trip down there.
2, if you have played it and you want to make comments on it, like, no, I thought you're an idiot, I think it's garbage, or yeah, it's really cool.
Does it kick out any cards like Mortal Kombat?
No.
Do they still have that game?
They do. It's not Mortal Kombat. It's Injustice.
Wow.
As far as I know, they're still kicking out cards too, which means somebody has to be loading those cards up. Think about that. This isn't kicking out tickets. Tickets anybody can load. These are like individual collector's cards.
They probably get stacks them though.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe if you just mass print them right in the beginning, hand them with the game. Like here's the game. Here's like 10,000 tickets or 10,000 cards.
So they should know their burn rate on like how fast that game's moving. I don't like it.
It's not good. It's a bad, really bad game.
What about the Space Invaders? The giant arcade Space Invaders.
People love that game too.
That's kind of neat though.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. It's a massive wall.
What's funny is, Josh.
I put my name on that.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, number 1.
No, I wasn't number 1. But they did make me feel like number 1.
So it's believable. that you actually
exactly.
did.
They made me feel like I was number one because they said something like, I forget how they worded it, but I thought I was number one, and then I was like number like 14.
Hey, they keep a tally that long, huh?
I don't know. It was a really long list, and I remember I was really low on it. It was like I was like 12 or 14. They must have like a 20-person list or something like that, because when they were saying like you were the grand champion or something like that or whatever they said something pretty fantastic. I'm like, oh my god, I'm the best at this game, and then it's like you're not even in the top 10.
Speaking of that game, there was an interview of Josh Sharp, who is one of the Sharp brothers. He's really good at pinball.
Okay.
He works for Raw Thrills.
All right.
And he was talking about that game, and that game just was like a random by chance where they like...
What do you mean?
They said they made this new gun, and they said, go throw it on... I wonder if Space Invaders was going to be like a joystick version, like Pac-Man. And I think it was like a test, like, hey, just go throw it on one of these other games and see if it, like, go throw it on Space Invaders and see if it's fun.
And
they did.
It's a fun game.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That gun was an amazing engineering thing for them because they've used it in Jurassic Park, that other Ghostbusters, Space Invaders.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what other games that they have, because the only games I know that they have are the ones that I've seen, and that's just those 3 games.
Yeah, but those guns are on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They might be tweaked a little bit, but it's the same mechanic.
Yeah.
It's the same gun. It seems to be pretty solid. I mean, I think there's been a couple broken ones at Raw Thrills, at Adventure Zone, but
Adventure Zone doesn't know how to keep its Ghostbusters alive, and I think that's either one.
Is it down again?
I didn't play it this time around. Yeah, this time around we didn't play it. Okay. We need to stop talking about arcades. We need to move on.
You just don't like naturally flowing anything, do you?
Well, I do, and ordinarily I would like to be organically going through this.
Okay, so organically, tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to ditch out on work at some point and go get Crash Bandicoot for my Switch.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
The Crash Bandicoot trilogy is being released tomorrow on everything but PlayStation. So Xbox, it's been out for PlayStation for a year. So it's dropping on Xbox,
That's right.
PC, and
so
Switch.
I was thinking this was maybe a new one. So this is the game from PlayStation.
Yeah, it's old.
Okay.
And the Switch version was actually a test. It wasn't even gonna happen. One of the programmers ported it over to test it. It worked pretty well, so they just went with it, which is exciting.
It's goofy that they wouldn't have done it. They just needed the licensing after that, probably.
No, they own the game, so it's not about licensing. It's about making sure that the game runs on the Switch, because the Switch is the least powerful console in their wheelhouse.
Okay.
But did you play Crash growing up?
Yeah. I personally don't think that it ages well.
But they updated this game.
Okay, I'm sure that the game is probably.
Don't fucking talk shit, Steve. This game's amazing. They brought it to HD spec, kind of it.
I'm not saying that the graphics won't be good. I think that it might get boring fast. Is what I'm kind of saying.
Shut your dirty face.
I don't know.
I don't know if I believe you. How about this? How about I bring it in and I force you to play it?
Well, you won't have to force me. You could just ask me and I'll play it.
I'm gonna force you to play this. I'm gonna tie you to your chair,
pin your eyes open.
With toothpicks.
You could have just asked me. I would have played it.
Play the game, Steve.
I didn't want to work anyways. Okay.
I don't think it's 2-player, but it should be pretty fun.
I doubt it's 2-player. There's no reason why it should be 2-player, technically.
I just played Crash 3 again on GameCube, I think. And I'm not a fan of 3 that much. I went to town on the first one, and then I played the second one a little bit, and the third one was exciting, but I think I'd already moved on.
So when I owned a PlayStation 1, so I'd probably been my mid-teens or so, I owned several Crashes, and I enjoyed them all. I think the earlier ones I liked more. The later ones I liked less. because they felt like they were just trying to make money at the end by just slapping a character on there. And for some reason, the old ones, they felt significantly better than the newer versions.
Yeah, the third one brought some girl. I don't know if it was his sister or his love interest, and then some little tiger, and they were trying things, trying to stay fresh. I mean, Crash was a great headliner for the PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
but it kind of became Sonic, where they changed too many things. They lost the core gameplay of the game,
right?
And then it just failed,
right? Because Sonic now is a completely different game than what it was. It was basically just a speedrun game. Okay, fine. Well, Mania is a callback, so it's different.
Yeah, but yeah, Sonic did the same.
In Mania, you can't be Knuckles and Tails, can you?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah,
okay.
You can.
What's that game? Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm thinking of the same game. Okay, never mind. Go on. I interrupted you. Go on.
Steven?
I know. I made you lose your mind. Made you lose your track right there.
I don't.
Well, then this seems like a good spot to move on to E3 now.
We should, but Chris just sent me a picture of him drinking Leinenkugel's orange shandy. Or does that say sausage shandy?
Shut up. That's not true.
Is he drinking sausages?
Well, that makes sense. He would put a lot of sausages in his mouth. Like how I had a hard time saying the word sausage. All right. E3. A lot to be said.
E3. We're finally... Oh, we are so behind, but holy moly.
There's a lot to talk about. Too much to talk about. We got to get onto it.
This was a big... This was a big year.
Yeah, this is one of the best years that I can remember.
This would suck. This was one of the biggest... maybe like... There's... not new games were released, but new games were teased.
Yes.
And this is one of the first years where I didn't keep up. And so I'm sad.
What do you mean? You mean you didn't follow it all the way through?
I did not follow much at all.
That's fine.
Well,
I don't follow all of them anyways. I mean, you have a couple of developers have their own. Like EA has their own, which everybody watches right away because it's the very first thing that takes place at E3. So everybody watches it, and then everybody gets pissed off every single year because it's a garbage conference or convention, whatever you want to call it, because they don't know how to put on a show. They're really bad at doing it. And all they have are stupid games like Madden. And we don't want to watch the Madden champion of last year get up there and talk for 20 minutes or whatever they do. But EA did do one thing. They did set some news.
EA did one thing that actually might be good.
Well, I'm not going to say it's good. It was newsworthy. They enraged a lot of fans by releasing Command & Conquer Rivals.
Okay, so why
were they so pissed?
Okay, so people I feel like would want a Command & Conquer because it's been
a long time
since the last one, and it's been on PC for a very long time. I mean, since I got into like Warcraft or StarCraft.
Yeah, no, it's an old game.
It's always been there.
Right.
And I've only played it once or twice, and I thought it was all right.
Right. I'm not defending the fans on this. I mean, I'm not a big Command & Conquer player. I don't really care either way. To end, I'm a mobile gamer. I play a lot of mobile games. So this technically fits right in my wheelhouse. But they were enraged because they're all PC gamers and they're expecting a big PC release. So here comes Command & Conquer. And they're like, oh, the whole entire crowd goes crazy. They're all excited for it. And then they find out it's a mobile game and they're just livid. They're all pissed. Really? Yeah. If you want to watch a gamer get pissed about it, go to angryjoe.com.
No, but
whatever.
See, he's angry.
He's angry a lot. Granted.
Here's the funny part is they came into it with expectations.
Yes.
But for me, right, if all of a sudden I hear one of my favorite games, so Hydro Thunder.
Yeah.
If they go, new Hydro Thunder, I would be amped. But then if they said, mobile, I would be less excited, but I think I'd still be excited because now I can play
anywhere.
Okay. And
no, that's a good way to look at it. That's probably what EA was hoping that they would look at it as.
And
is one,
did the crowd actually?
They were pissed. I don't know if they booed or not. I had actually clicked out of EA after that, before that, because I thought that their show was too boring. But I was watching other people's reactions on Twitter, and they started getting pissed. But that wasn't also the only newsworthy thing that they did. They also said they were sorry a bunch for Battlefront. Yeah, Battlefront 2 was an absolute disaster. The release was garbage, and they lost all of their gamers. So, like, I don't know how many gamers that they started out with, probably several 100,000 or million, whatever. And now they are down to literally nothing left. So they're basically saying, we're sorry for being really, really bad at trying to shove microtransactions in your face instead of just giving you a solid game with, you know, proper DLC and stuff like that. Anyways, in their announcement of being sorry, they also said that they are now going to finally have the Clone Wars finally be in the game, and you're gonna have Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. Yeah, finally,
the chosen one.
Yeah, he's finally gonna be in the game. Obi-Wan's gonna be in the game. Dooku's gonna be in the game. Who's General Grievous. Dooku's the Sith Lord in number 2 and 3.
Oh, so a movie that I didn't care about. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna move on from that.
Was he in Clone Wars, the TV show?
Yes, he was.
Okay, then I'll watch that. I actually started it.
He's one of the main protagonists in that series. He's got a lot of cool scenes and episodes. There's a cool episode in the Clone Wars where he and Obi-Wan get locked up by these like space pirates, and they have to work together to get out.
So were they considered booty because they were captured by space pirates?
We're gonna move on. I don't know. EA had
to deal with your crazy Star Wars-ness. I have to open a bent paddle brewed in Duluth using Lake Superior's fresh water.
Oh yeah, that's right. They always say that.
Paddle Break Blonde.
That's the name of it. Paddle Break Blonde.
It tastes like I'm paddling a canoe
with a blonde.
Yeah, not me though.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any hair.
Okay. I can't off the top of my head. Oh, a huge game that was announced by EA.
Oh, so now you're skipping around. I guess you're staying with EA.
Anthem.
This looks like a Destiny-like game.
It's definitely a Destiny-like game. It's supposed to be a Destiny killer.
So it's a multiplayer PvE.
It seems, as far as I can tell, PvE only.
Well, I like that because I'm not big into PvP.
I love PvE. I got no problem with that at all. That's one of my favorite aspects of Destiny.
Yeah, like you team up with your squad or how you call it, and then you go and fight the environment, bad guys. I just like the teamwork aspect.
Yep. The graphics look stunning, significantly better than what Destiny can pull off.
Asterisk. That's only on PC.
and it very well may be. But I think still, in comparison to what Destiny, and maybe it's just the way, you know, Destiny's art is, it looks significantly better than Destiny's. This game has been semi-hyping itself up for a year without giving us almost any information. And the trailer that they finally released was very exciting. I loved it. I loved the creatures that were in it. I loved the world that was in it.
Yeah, one of the bad guys in this movie where he's about to stomp on someone's face.
Big, huge, like giant creature.
Just giant.
Yep.
It looks real fun.
It does. And I think I'm super excited about it because I love Destiny so much that I'm looking for more games similar to that.
Are you done with Destiny?
I go back to it every now and then. I mean,
okay, so
I haven't been able to.
But the amount of time you're sinking in is less. So you
significantly,
need something else to bring that back.
Right.
Or to spend time in.
I would say it's still my favorite Xbox game though.
But this would be your new one?
I would hope so. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we also got to talk about Gears of War 5. We got to talk about
no one likes
a lot of other cool games like I don't know, Just Cause 4,
There are
Crisis 3.
So I'm at this 2018 E3 recap website.
Sure.
And so you can just scroll through all these games and
Yep.
click a game and watch a video.
Mhm.
It's super handy, but there is way too many games.
Oh, too many. That's not a term we should be using. Too many to be able to consume at one time. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, right in my screen right now, Wreckfest, Overkill's The Walking Dead, Echo Combat, Fear the Wolves, Generation Zero, Stormland, Hitman 2, Paladins, Days Gone, Outer Wilds, Anthem, Command & Conquer, Star Wars, Madden, NBA, CSL 2.
But
Now a handful of those, like Hitman 2, that's a remake. Paladins, I mean, you played that. That's out. That's coming for the Switch for free though later this summer. So
Right.
if people are wanting to play that on the Switch, currently it's $30, but
Right.
that's for the Hero Pack.
Founders Pack, I think
Founders
they call
Pack.
it.
It will be free end of the summer. I was gonna wait because I really wanted to play with Steve. It looked like a fun free game.
It is a
Kinda
fun game.
squad-based
It's my
PvP.
favorite Nintendo game right now. Oh, my favorite game on Nintendo, I should say.
Okay. Yep. So, what else?
Let's talk about Gears of War 5 because that to me is a huge hit. I can already see it on your face. You don't give a shit about it.
Is this series gonna be good?
The series is good.
The first game was
Is
good.
it going to be good?
The second game was
Is
pretty good.
No, the second. Oh no, not pretty good. The first game was the worst game of all the games.
Are you kidding me?
I
But
100%
but
believe
they
it. I
kicked it
stand
off.
on that. I will stand on it and hold my chest high.
But that's only because there's new games. When the first
They
game came out,
re-released the old game and they made it better. So the new re-release is better, but it's still not better than number 2, and it's still not better than number 3.
what about 4?
4 is it better than number 4?
No, have you played 4?
Yeah, 4 is great.
Did you play the mobile game?
That's not out yet.
Oh, shut up!
No, that was part of E3.
Isn't that Hero Hunters?
No. Yeah.
Is that what Gears Tactics is,
No, Gears Tactics,
or Gears Pop?
Gears Pop
Is
is
a
the
mobile
mobile
game?
game. It's just this friendly mobile game where they have like the little Funko Pop characters and they fight.
How insane is that these stupid little pop characters
Now have a video game?
have a video game?
It's pretty crazy. I was shocked to see it. I tell you what, the audience was shocked to see it. When the first thing that they see is the Gears of War logo come up and the crowd goes fucking nuts. And then a little tiny Funko Pop of Marcus Phoenix saws through it and like pokes his head out and the crowd goes dead silent. And they all thought the same thing that happened over at EA was, are you fucking kidding me? And but that was number 1. So
Okay,
they show the mobile game, and then out comes like the CEO or whatever of Gears Unlimited or whatever it's called nowadays. The Coalition, that's what it's called, the Coalition, and they're the guys who make the Gears of War games. So he comes out and then announces Gears Tactics, and the audience is still not pleased with him. So Gears of War Tactics is just like that one
Turn-based.
alien game. It's not Area 51, but you control. You're trying to fight these aliens, and you just move your guys forward. It's like a turn-based game.
Oh, it's like Jagged Alliance, or
I've never played the game.
but it's the turn-based where you have X moves.
Yeah, and then they
you
go.
shoot. It's same thing with Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh, that's okay.
Same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, you slide them around you slide them around the map, and then they get to slide their guys forward, and you kind of get different angles on them. You shoot them. It's basically a large board game, but like a living board game. I will probably buy this game because I do enjoy those games a lot. Plus, I enjoy the Gears world, so I will buy that game. Gears of War Pop, as much as I love mobile games, doesn't interest me. I mean, I might
Thank
download
God.
it one time just to check it out, but I cannot imagine myself enjoying it. And then
You know, the only reason why you like Gears is that lady that writes the story for it.
no,
Yep.
I liked Gears before Karen Travis wrote Gears of War books.
Shenanigans.
No, I loved Gears of War. Actually, I'm a liar. You're 100% right.
What?
You're 100% right. I didn't like Gears of War because I played the first one and I didn't think it was a good game. And then she started writing. She went from Star Wars. She wrote a couple Gears of War books. And I thought, well, if it's good enough for her, let's give it a swing. So I played Gears of War 2 because I knew I didn't like Gears of War 1.
Why'd you play Gears of War 2 if 1 sucked?
I gave it a shot because Karen Travis liked the series and she was writing books for it. So for me to read her books, I wanted to know what the games were that she was basing it off of. So I went and I said, all right, I played number 1, don't really like it, but let's try number 2. Number 2 is way better than number 1. I love it. There's so much more lore. There's so much more story to it. It's so much more cinematic. I love it to death. And then it goes from that. It was number 2 that I fell in love with. Number 2 was amazing. After I played number 2, I was like, I'm on board. I'm on board now. Now I get it. So I went from number 2, and I started reading all of her books. Her books were awesome. They were okay. Actually, her books were okay. The first book is one of the best books I've ever read. The rest of them they're good. They're worth buying. But number 1 was a phenomenal book.
Okay, continue.
Okay, anyways, all right. Continuing. After the CEO of, or whatever you want to call him, of the Coalition announces Gears of War Tactics, crowd hasn't moved. They're like, this better not be it. If this is it, we're about ready to boo you off the stage. He then says, and lastly, and the crowd gets all tense. He's like, Gears of War 5. The crowd goes fucking nuts. They go berserk because this is what they've been waiting for the entire, last 3 years, however long it's been since last Gears of War came out. So yeah, they go nuts, and they don't call it Gears of War 5 to that date. Now they call it Gears of War 5. They called it Gears of War. Does it say on this?
No, it just says the Coalition.
Okay. They gave it a name. I don't know if they called it the Coalition. I forget the name that they named it when it first released. But when they announced it, they said Gears of War blank. I forget the name of it. And it does not star a Phoenix in it. It doesn't star Marcus Phoenix, and it doesn't star his son. They are in the game, but it looks like the main star is the girl that is your secondary character in Gears of War 4. And her name, the main character of this upcoming game, Gears of War 5, is Kate. And there's a lot of stuff that I feel like we're missing out on, so I don't know if the trailer starts like almost mid-game, like different stuff happens, or for like maybe
I never played 4,
mm-hmm.
and so I don't know where the story is.
I
didn't know it got this dramatic.
Yeah, there's definitely some lore missing. Well, you didn't know it got this dramatic.
Jesus Christ.
Did you play Gears of War 3?
Probably not. I think I played 1 and 2.
I want to talk about dramatic. That's an eyeballing, tear-ridden story if I've ever played one.
No, you know what makes you cry?
What?
Princess Bread.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm already on board just because you slapped Gears on it. To be honest, I'm going to play it no matter what. I can't give a judgment on whether it's going to be good or not based off of the trailer.
I think you just need to finish your storyline. Like, you just want it for the story.
Yeah. The more that they feed me, the more I'm probably going to just
So they're going to write more books for it?
That's what I'm wondering, because like from the trailer, there's a lot of lore that I'm missing. I'm wondering if they did write a book. I almost need to check it out. Go to Audible and find out if there's a book I'm missing.
Sure.
Anyways, let's move on to one of the most exciting stories that I took out of E3, and that was
Resident Evil 2.
No.
Remaster.
Don't care.
I like how it's only games you like. Pokemon Go.
Don't care at all.
Okay. This is Steve's E3 pick,
how about
not
this?
our E3
How about this? How about you start naming off some, and then I'll shit on them real quick.
The new Tomb Raider.
The new Tomb Raider? I can't imagine that's a bad game. I'm sure it's probably a really good game. I probably will get it when it's finally free.
Oh, God. How about Crackdown 3?
That looked exciting. I'm definitely not ever going to buy it. But it looked exciting. I'm not going to say that it didn't look bad. It actually looked really good. It was basically just Terry Crews running around having a fun time.
I can't believe they got Terry Crews. Okay, so did you play Crackdown 1?
No.
I
I didn't play Crackdown 1. Didn't play Crackdown 2. Didn't like it.
Okay, so Crackdown 1
You know why I didn't like
was
it?
amazing.
It has nothing to do with even the game. It has to do with, in the group of friends that I had, a lot of people were saying that Crackdown was the Halo killer, and I was like, "Fuck you, Crackdown." So from that
Halo
point,
killer?
yeah.
It's not a Halo killer.
Well, it didn't. But they were saying it was going to be it was going to be the Halo killer, and it turned out to be.
How can you have Halo and Crackdown, which are on the same fucking platform, kill each other?
What's the same
That's
as
stupid.
It's the same as Anthem and Destiny. They're going to be on the same platform.
Yeah, but they're multi-platform games.
Yeah. Oh,
Crackdown
these are
and
two
Halo are
exclusives.
non-cross-platform.
Well, who knows? The kids I was probably with were all
They're
mentally
ridiculous.
handicapped. Right.
Can you please confirm that they are not your friends anymore?
They are not my friends anymore.
Thank God.
They were never my friends to begin with. They were the group of friends I was with. There was other kids, and they like
wow,
Crackdown.
you just pure pressure. You just cave right in.
And I was like, no, fuck you, fuck Crackdown.
Cave right in.
So
Crackdown 1 was like this open world, but it was open world. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto in the future.
I knew that much.
But the more you kept doing something, like one thing,
Sure.
you would upgrade. So a lot of people were like having the jump button held down, and you'd go to bed and you wake up, and all of a sudden you could jump buildings.
Oh wow.
So you would like pick up a car, and you'd keep doing that. You can start picking up bigger cars. The jumping, your shooting, I think got better, and it was so neat because you could just start scaling buildings, and all of a sudden you're like, you don't need a car. You just kind of jump and glide kind of thing over to this other gang,
Sure.
jack them up, jump and glide, and go to the next gang. It was really fun. Crackdown 2, probably not that good though. They changed a bunch. I didn't really play it much. I wasn't a big fan.
I know it kind of died after Crackdown 2.
Well, I know it died at Crackdown 2.
Okay.
I think 1 was the height, and I was
Right.
hoping when they announced Crackdown 3, they would bring back the core gameplay of 1.
And I don't know if they did or not. I know that the trailer was definitely an exciting trailer. Do you want to watch it? It's essentially just Terry Crews. It's definitely Terry Crews. You know as soon as you hear his voice. Plus, you can see the way that they graphically did the character's face. It looks just like Terry. And it's him just running around screaming, blowing stuff up. And it's a pretty good time. So, what'd you think?
If they mix it with co-op, which they did in the first game, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If they mix it with co-op, it could be it'd be fun. What's that game where you were a hacker? Came out maybe a year or two ago. Jesse played it.
Yeah.
You could send a drone in and try to.
Yeah, I can picture it in my head. I just can't.
It seemed really neat, but
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. Yeah, it seemed like a really cool idea, but it was bad timing for me.
No, I think it looked good. I'm sure it was amazing. But it was bad timing for me. I was deep into Destiny, and if you'd have thrown anything else at me, it would just bounced off the shields. I couldn't absorb anything else but Destiny at the time.
Yeah, unless it was a mobile game. Command and Conquer mobile. So it looks big, explodey, and jumpy. It's going to be great for the younger generation, I think, where they want to just.
In my opinion,
blow
this is
crap
a
up.
young teen game. Like,
Yeah.
13 and 14-year-olds are going to love this game. This is going to be their jam. Mainly because I don't know. A lot of people like Grand Theft Auto, but that's just not me. I'm not into it.
I don't like the new one.
Oh,
I was big into the old
I forgot
stuff.
to talk about the Farming Simulator 19.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to get my John Deere.
I know.
Get my big green tractor.
And I would like your opinion on what you think the 19 stands for. Do you think Farming Simulator 19 stands for 2019, or if there has literally been 19 of these buggers?
That's a hard one because it comes out in 2018.
Right.
However, I think this is actually the 19th one.
It could be. It could be.
I have a friend who's played. He's played one of them or a handful of them, and he has a really fun time.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
So it's probably fun.
You know, maybe it's the same thing. Like if people hate football, and when somebody brings out Madden, like how could you possibly?
No, not Madden. Don't use Madden because that's realistic-ish. Use Blitz.
Why? This farming isn't realistic?
Oh, maybe it is.
It's so totally realistic. You're just in a combine driving this thing around. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm not a huge fan of football, but I love Blitz.
Yeah,
it's
Blitz
big.
Blitz is the bomb.
Okay, here's another crazy one. Shaq Fu came out of nowhere. The original Shaq Fu was back on, I think, SNES and PlayStation, or SNES and Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being a young person playing it, and I thought it was pretty good.
I never played it.
But I heard it was bad.
I never played it. I have no opinion on it. Why don't you play the trailer for me? I'm certainly not going to play this game.
Yeah, it had this weird, like, side-scroll platformer mixed with fighting, but they didn't really show much fighting.
On top of this, I'm happy that Shaq is able to turn himself into a lot of money just by being Shaq. Good on him for being able to make games called like Shaq Fu or Shazam. Is that what that movie's called?
Well, the old one.
Yeah, the old one. Not the new one coming out. Yeah, the old Shazam and the old Steel and all this other different stuff. Just because he's a big...
What's Steel?
Steel, he was supposed to be like a superhero of some sort. He was covered in metal.
I must have skipped that one.
I really don't think that he is supposed to be the DC character Steel, as in like he's kind of like a Superman character, but I think he's, I don't know, like a knight or something. I don't know. I never saw it back in the day.
Me neither.
Thank God. Either way, he's making money off of just being Shaq, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, he's getting a little old for basketball. I used to be obsessed with Shaq. Obsessed.
I had a lot of friends.
I have a lot of his basketball cards. Rookie up.
So a lot of Magic Shaq instead of, but also LA.
I got
Shaq.
some Lakers. I got all the, or I don't know if my mom threw away everything, but I had, the Magic and his Laker jerseys.
I loved him when he was on the Magic. I thought that was. I loved him when he was playing with Tim Hardaway. Was it Tim Hardaway? Anthony Hardaway.
Yeah. I was going to say that last name sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
He was just, it was so funny, right? Because everybody knew he sucked at free throws. So foul him. Didn't everybody joke that he should be doing the grandma toss or whatever, where you go between your legs up because he'd be better?
Yes. He was just such a dominant character.
Would just dunk on your ass and just destroy in the lane or whatever.
Well, it goes to show how much of a big deal he was. As soon as he left L.A., Kobe couldn't do it. Everyone gave Kobe the credit for while Shaq was there, but as soon as Shaq left, Kobe couldn't do anything.
Kobe
Bryant.
He was on the Magic?
No, he was on L.A.
Oh.
But I'm saying when he left L.A., when he quit, or whatever. I think he played maybe like 2 years at Boston or something like that, but then he quit entirely. But when he left,
Shaq went to Boston?
Yeah, he played on Boston for a little bit. I think he played on the Heat for a little bit too.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
was that when Larry Bird owned Boston?
Well, no, just at that point he was just an old man, so he's just kind of shuffling him around. But nonetheless, when he left, he didn't win without Kobe, but Kobe didn't win without him either. And Kobe was supposed to be the superhero. He was supposed to be the guy who was winning everything. And then Kobe can score 60 points, but he still can't win a goddamn game. And no more championships for Kobe, even though he stuck around for many, many years after.
Wait, is he done yet?
He's done now, yeah.
Holy moly!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't keep up with basketball anymore. I'm not big into it. But
anyway,
I like my teenage years because it was all the big names: Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen,
Kevin Garnett.
Well, he was later, but yeah, I like Kevin Garnett's story. I thought that was pretty inspiring.
I don't know his story, but you'll have to tell me off air because this isn't a basketball podcast.
Okay, Death Stranding. Are you confused by this?
Don't even play that trailer for me. I do not want to know anything more about that stupid game.
Why?
It is want to vomit just thinking about it. It's too weird. It's him trying to be weird, and he's extremely successful at being a weirdo. He makes a game that doesn't make any sense. Nobody on the planet besides him and maybe the developers themselves know what's going on.
I think I don't know.
And it's so trippy and weird that it's like you're in a nightmare.
It's like Hideo just barfed out whatever was in his brain. And it was like this jacked up, crazy world with babies in your stomach swallowing. And, but see, maybe it'll be normal when it comes out.
It very might be extremely normal, and this is all like a nightmare scene or something. But that's all he ever shows anybody is like these nightmarish parables or something. Like no one knows what's going on.
And I think that's why it's so popular, is because nobody gets it, and so you just talk about it all the time.
Oh yeah, he's got the hype off of it, that's for sure. But I have zero interest in it. Same with Kingdom Hearts. I think that a lot of people are talking about Kingdom Hearts a lot.
Yeah.
It's never meant anything to me.
I was a big RPG guy. I'm excited for this Ghost of Tsushima.
It looks really good.
Oh,
it looks dynamite
to me. From the trailers I've seen, and we haven't watched this one right now, but it almost reminds me of Tenchu brought to 2018. Where you're this super secret stealth ninja, and you just sneak in and just destroy crap.
Yeah, there's a couple this year ninja and like samurai games that are really, really good.
What was the other one?
I forget. It's on Xbox. Like this one isn't on Xbox.
Yeah, this is a PlayStation.
Right. Xbox has got one as well. I forget the name of that one. But I think theirs is a samurai game, whereas this one is a ninja game. And they both look really good.
All right. Last of Us Part 2. I heard Last of Us was a fantastic game. I don't have a PlayStation 4.
Right.
It'll be the graphics look even better.
Right. Last of Us is a massive award-winning game that...
I heard it's a masterpiece.
Right. I do wish that I could have played it. I do not own a PlayStation, so I am out of the loop on this game. From my friends who have played it... Do you know who Andrew Taylor is?
Yep.
Andrew Taylor, by the way, he has his own gaming podcast. I don't know the name of it anymore.
Andrew Taylor.
Right. But he loves The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah, so when The Last of Us 2 trailer hit, he went nuts about it, saying that PlayStation just won E3 and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, calm your tits, buddy. This is... I'm sure it's going to be a phenomenal game, but you can't base everything off of just one trailer. Like,
yeah, no.
PlayStation won everything because Last of Us dropped.
No, because we all know that Nintendo won with their Smash Bros. That one game just destroyed
That is
everybody.
the only thing that Nintendo basically announced this year. But
no.
Well, they announced another big game we need to talk about. Starlink.
It's not even a fucking Nintendo game.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a Nintendo-owned property.
It's going to be.
Okay.
Name somebody else who's got Starlink. Nobody's got Starlink.
It's coming out on everything.
No.
Yes,
scroll
it
up.
is.
Scroll up.
It's coming out on everything.
No,
that's why I even asked you, Starlink, PS4, Xbox, Switch.
This doesn't make sense.
I asked you if you think Fox McCloud will come.
No, he won't be on all the platforms. He's only going to be available on Nintendo.
Shenanigans.
Nintendo would never let Star Fox go on anywhere else. That's why I assumed, incorrectly, but I assumed that it was only a Nintendo platform. A Nintendo game. There is no way Fox McCloud is going to be seen on an Xbox.
Why not?
Well,
I would probably agree with you.
I think that
I'm assuming it's an exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's an exclusive character. But it seems like it's not just an exclusive character. Yeah. It seems like he has some kind of small storyline.
There's a controller mount.
Okay. One thing that is really neat.
So are we going into Starlink?
We're going into it. Skip whatever we were just talking about.
Okay,
we're going into Starlink.
Starlink is a new property, right?
Yeah, new IP.
Okay, so
whatever IP stands for, I have no idea.
All of a sudden, I hear, spoiler, we're 3 weeks late. Star Fox is in a new game, but Star Fox is coming, but it's a new game. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, everyone was confused.
People thought Star Fox was coming out with its own game.
Right.
But all of a sudden, Star Fox is just in a game.
Right.
And then you hear Starlink.
Which is even more confusing, because then you're like, well, if he's in the game, then it's his game, right?
You mean Smash Brothers?
Yeah. Right.
But then you hear Starlink, and you go, what's that?
Yeah.
And you see the trailer, and it's a bunch of spaceship flying.
Mm-hmm.
But then you watch, or that's like the release for Nintendo, their reveal. But then you see some gameplay footage or something, and it's like No Man's Sky mixed with Skylanders.
Only like Skylanders, because it's not Skylanders in any way.
Yeah, only
except
because of the ship.
Yeah, only because of the toys.
Yeah, you got these crazy spaceship toys and guns and crap.
So it
Sorry,
seems
I
like
should have.
Yeah, it seems like you can mount these ships onto a custom. Now this is for Nintendo. I don't know how it's going to be for Xbox or PlayStation, but it comes with a Nintendo Switch like controller that you slide your Switch Joy-Cons into, and then you can put so that's now turned into a controller.
Yep.
So and then from that you can mount your different ships on top of that and modify them and so on and so forth. And whenever you do something like that, whenever you modify the ship or attach a different ship, it seems like it affects the in-game play, similar to Skylanders or something like that. But it is in no way gameplay-wise like Skylanders. It is definitely an adult-looking game.
Just confirmed, Fox McCloud is a exclusive on Nintendo Switch.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. But now I'm curious to, does he have any kind of storyline, or is he just a character that you get to play with? And it makes it almost seem like he's just a character. But Nintendo's trailer made it seem like he had a storyline.
That might have been just their reveal too.
It could have been. It really could have been just a reveal.
I mean, how much do you think they're going to put into making Star Fox? Although Star Fox is like a big part of their game reveal.
Well, he was a whole trailer.
Yeah. For Nintendo.
Correct.
But what I mean is they're coming out on all the platforms, but they're hyping up the Star Fox. I mean, they're kind of leveraging Star Fox's fan base.
Yes, they are.
To help sell the game.
Yes. Well, they sold it to me based off of the fact that Star Fox was in it.
That's right. You love it.
I almost already pre-ordered it.
You better get the one where they get the ship.
Yeah, that's what I was going to buy.
Oh. Yeah, you get this controller.
Yeah, I don't know. I
get a Star Fox little amiibo.
It's like $90 though, right? It's pretty expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, it's expensive. Either way,
$74.99.
Oh, wait, is that just the game though?
It's the starter edition. It can't be just because no one would buy just the game for $75. Yeah, no. Comes with
Star Fox,
the R-Wing.
All right, so it's $80. Wait, $74? So it's $75.
So stop buying Kickstart for a couple weeks.
That's fine.
You won't, but okay.
Right, I'll just add it to the tab. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Anyways, to try to describe this gameplay, to me, like you said, it seems to you like No Man's Sky. To me, it reminded me of like a space version of Mass Effect, because the newer Mass Effects, you do a lot of like mission stuff, like you go and scan different stuff on the planets. But here you're in a spaceship the whole entire time, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but you're in space a little bit, and then you like go down to a planet.
Right, and that's why it reminded me of Mass Effect. Because on Mass Effect, you like do a lot of like scanning and like mining and stuff like that, and there were these like cool big creatures that you were scanning. I'm assuming probably for missions, like scan all the creatures on Planet X and find out what kind of environments they need, or whatever. I don't know. But there was also, so that sounds boring, because I will not play No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
You don't even know if it's boring.
I do know it's boring. I can look at the trailers and I know it's god awful.
Because there was an update.
Do they have combat of any sort in it?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
You can't confirm it because
I
They don't
haven't
have
played
weapons
it.
in the game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Unless you're doing slapsticks or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure there's not weapons in the game. And even if there was weapons in the game, the biggest deal that was going on is you never could run against anybody. Ever.
It's because it was too big.
Yes, it was too big. They failed in their mission. They made it too
big. But it
big.
sounded cool being so big.
Yes, it was, but you'd be the only one in space, and you couldn't find anybody else. And no, it was supposed to be like, you'll run across other people. And be like, oh, hey, dude, how you doing? And maybe whatever. But this one here, you are running in like squads and teams, and you're having all these huge, fantastic starship battles going on. So you got starships battles, you have... looks like a lot of missions as well. I mean, I can't really describe it beyond. It does look like No Man's Sky whenever they do stuff like that, but then they really liven it up with.
Yeah, but there's guns for sure.
Yeah, there's
So
a
that'll
ton
be fun.
of shooting.
And it looks like you get a spaceship and then 2 weapon choices.
Right, so you can
One
like
for each
flick on
one.
different weapons onto the ship.
I'm wondering if these toys actually do anything.
The actual Star Fox character, I don't think he does. Although it looks like they're like slotted, so they
But-
must slide into something.
So the actual Joy-Con holder, the left Joy-Con slides under everything. Have you noticed that? So I wonder if you like move the ship for flying.
No, there's no way. We're probably just looking at it at a bad angle.
And here's
or
the thing,
something.
yeah, I don't know if
Oh, plus that picture I saw on a different one. It said, yep, scroll up. Design, not final. So it doesn't mean anything.
wow.
Yeah, I knew I saw that earlier. Yeah, design, not final.
Steve's dropping down the fucking data that he knows for sure.
But either way, it looks like a blast. The characters that are in it, the storyline that's in it looks interesting.
One of the guys sounds like Destiny. One of the robots.
Does he?
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to rewatch it to remember. But the space combat and the space flying looks really entertaining. The graphics look cool. I'm down. But honestly, I was already down as soon as they said Star Fox is in it. I'm like, oh, here's my money. There you go.
It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you need the spaceships toys to play.
I don't know.
Oh, here's the Xbox one.
It's a really good question. Wait. So can you can't scroll, can you? You can't really tell if that hooks onto an Xbox controller or not.
I don't know why you need it on the controller. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying you would need it on the controller.
No, but it looks like they need a platform,
Right.
And you can scan in, right? I mean, that's kind of the fun of these toys.
So when I first saw these toys, I thought they were accessories. So Destiny comes out with exclusive editions for their games, and they have all these different toys and gadgets or books or journals and coins and fancy stuff or action figures that they release with their special edition games. Or like Titanfall gave you a full Titanfall helmet that you could literally wear if you wanted. It cost you like hundreds of dollars, but you could get a Titanfall helmet. So that's what I was assuming what I was actually looking at. I thought I was just looking at toys, not actual in-game like things.
They are the size and the way that they show it on the Switch. It looks like an in-game toy scanning thing.
Oh, it definitely is because when we saw that trailer. But up until we just witnessed this trailer moments ago,
And look, there's
I didn't know it
gears
was
here
in-game.
on the R-wing, so the wings must move.
Very cool.
Your son's gonna break it. You will be so pissed. I can't wait
We'll see
to
how it
hear this
goes.
at work.
We probably do need to start.
Oh,
wrapping it
it's
up
not organic anymore.
here. But before we wrap it up,
Let me guess. Destiny 2 Forsaken.
I do have a lot of opinions on that, so maybe we should pause this wrap up slightly. But I thought we should watch Just Cause 4 because I thought that was one of the biggest blockbusters of E3.
I thought we did watch it.
No, you started to watch it. You didn't finish it.
That's because I don't care.
I know you don't care. Just
looks
watch
like a
it.
big open
I
world
think
and-
you'll care.
What, is pinball in it? Can you play pinball out in the woods?
What the fuck? No.
Then why would I care?
What? Because you are shooting. Have you ever seen Just Cause? This is like a realistic cool. By realistic, I mean realistic looking, not actually realistic in any possible manner.
Do Do you want the tech demo, the showcase, or the game reveal?
Game review.
God, this better not suck.
Are you telling me that it didn't look entertaining too?
It's entertaining.
It's got my money for sure.
Seriously?
It's for sure. It looks like the most entertaining action movie that anyone has ever witnessed.
This is so... See, I had Just Cause back when it was like...
I didn't like Just Cause back in the day.
Pre-beta leak to the internet. I
really?
played it.
Wow. So PC?
Yeah. So this storyline-based shit, it doesn't... I'm over it. This is all Grand Theft Auto-y to me. It's Grand Theft Auto on an island.
Okay. Agreed.
Which is what Just Cause... Or even Far Cry. Same thing.
Looks a lot better than Far Cry to me.
That's fine. But it's just this... It's a Grand Theft Auto on an island.
Agreed. That's probably actually the best description of this game is Grand Theft Auto combined with Far Cry.
It looks fun. It looks entertaining. Like you said, it's entertaining.
Tell you what, the trailer sold me on it, and it blew me away. Because I don't like Just Cause. I don't like Just Cause. So
because the last one was like a drug dealy thing, right?
I don't know. To me, it was a mimic of all of them. Because I lost track of them because I just put them all on the side burner because I didn't care about any of them. They all, to me, looked like just an action version of Grand Theft Auto. So I didn't give them any kind of credit besides, you're just a Grand Theft Auto. I don't...
My bad. Just Cause has always been by Square Enix?
Sure.
I had confused it with Far Cry.
But the story in this trailer... The fact that it sounds like they have Antonio Banderas as a voice.
I think that's the only reason why you like it.
No, what it was is when the trailer came on, and they never said this game was called Just Cause until the very end. They had me sold the entire time, and at the very end they said Just Cause 4. And I was like, well, I guess I'm a Just Cause guy now. Because up until that point, I was like, oh God, I want to play this game so fucking bad. And then they came up, it's like Just Cause 4. Like, oh, fuck, they got me. But the graphics look amazing to me. The action looks amazing to me.
Yeah, but see, that's just footage. I guess Just Cause 3 was pretty close. Where you get this little handheld grappling hook
thing, yeah. That's their biggest deal is that grappling hook.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Whatever. I don't care.
More trailers will come out. Maybe my hopes will be dampened. But
no, you'll have fun.
Me just rewatching that trailer just now makes me think I can't imagine not liking this game.
It's a insane open world craziness.
It reminds me a lot of some game called Crackdown, what we just saw.
But Crackdown's in the inner city.
This is on a jungle.
Yep, exactly.
And this guy has a grappling hook. And has better graphics.
I don't care about graphics. I play on Nintendo Switch.
True.
One game I do want to talk about is Resident Evil 2.
Do you really?
Dude, I love Resident Evil.
Do you? I didn't know that.
I don't like playing it because it scares me. So here's how I got into Resident Evil.
Sure.
Me and my mom are at the mall, and we go to EB Toys or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had my allowance, and then I can afford one PlayStation game.
They sold games there?
Yeah.
I thought they only sold toys. Okay, go on.
So we asked the guy behind the counter, what's the best PlayStation game you got?
He said that?
He pulls out Resident Evil.
What a dumbass. Go on.
What am I like? I'm young. I'm well under driving age.
Right.
12 or 10 or whatever.
Sure.
And this game was $60. I remember it being expensive as hell because I had to borrow some money from my mom, right? Because I don't remember games being that expensive.
I feel like your mom would have been like, oh no, I'm sorry, Parnell.
Yeah, no shit. I thought this too. So we buy it. I'm all excited. We get home. I start playing it. I get through the game right in the beginning where you're walking down the hall and the zombie dogs jump through the windows.
Oh, jeez.
PlayStation turns off. TV's off. I freak out. I'm like, nope. I bring the console upstairs to try to play in like more light area. My mom's upstairs. I maybe made it 10 more minutes. I'm like, fuck this shit. I can't play it. It's way too scary. I had my buddy Jeff come over, and I made him play it, and I watched him.
Okay.
Well, then Resident Evil 2 came out. Or no, Resident Evil Director's Cut came out. I bought it. Why did I buy it?
Wait. Okay.
I personally didn't even play the first one. I watched someone else play it.
Right.
So I bought Resident Evil Director's Cut, and then I got into Resident Evil 2, and I was big into it. Before the game released, Capcom released a web-based gameplay of you could click around the world, right?
Uh-huh.
And they had these new lickers, right? They looked like humans that were on the walls or ceilings, and they had this long tongue that would whiplash you.
Okay.
And that was like the first reveal of those. And then my buddy Nick, I pretty much made him play, and I watched him. After that, I was big into the comics, but then the comic book series came out then. But then I never really played much of any Resident Evil after that.
No, so I haven't followed the Resident Evil series very tightly at all. I mean, obviously they have some movies coming out, but I know that those movies have nothing to do with the games at all.
Yeah, it's super loose. Super loose on the game.
Like, it's just like the bad guys are the same kind of thing?
Maybe
the overall arching bad guy, maybe?
No, maybe like
the Umbrella Corp?
Umbrella Corp in the first... The big bad guy from the first game, where he's like a human where his arm got all screwed up, he was in the movie.
Was he?
Yeah.
I know that big apocalypse guy, he's in one of the movies, and he's in one of the games as well. You know what I'm talking about when I say that apocalypse guy? His like face is like split. He's this huge monster.
Yeah, but one of his arms is giant, and his face is all fucked up.
Oh, maybe we're talking about the same person. But he wasn't human. He was huge.
Well, he was a jacked up. He was a human, and then got infected, and then got turned into screwed up man.
Yeah, he was pretty boss. Yeah, he was super cool.
But like you with Gears, like I got really big into the lore of it, kind of thing.
Sure.
I just didn't want to play it.
Okay.
I also made friends in college play Metal Gear Solid, and I watched them. Snake Eater, I watched, but that's a very cinematic game, where Resident Evil can be cinematic. It's a lot of clips and stuff.
They have a lot of exclusive like Resident Evils, don't they?
Sort of. Metal Gear also does like PSP and stuff. Resident Evil, like I said, once I got past 3, I stopped following.
Okay.
Like the GameCube came out on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, 4 came out on GameCube, and I never played it.
Maybe they don't have exclusives. I was thinking that like they made one just for GameCube, but maybe not.
I thought that was 4.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I think
Did they make
released
one
on GameCube, and then they might have ported it to the other ones.
Okay.
Later on.
Okay.
But I have it on GameCube. I just don't play it because it's scary.
I know that there was one game, maybe 2 games that are Resident Evil, like one of the newer ones that have come out, that it turned a lot of fans off because it was just like an action game. It wasn't very scary.
So back in college, there was in Japan they call them Biohazard. In the US they call them Resident Evil.
Oh, really?
In college, I got some PlayStation 2 versions of Resident Evil where it was online based. And so you would boot up and you would play co-op with people in the Resident Evil world.
Sure.
And I think I even had to get the Japanese versions to jump on. But so I'm trying to remember what game that was called, because it's like a different kind of storyline / game type. I know the latest Resident Evil for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One was that Resident Evil 7. That was a big hit, where you're stuck in that mansion.
I know that 6 was a really big hit. 'Cause I remember that fancy 6, like the purple background and like the spiderweb 6. So I remember that was a big hit. I don't know anything about 7. And honestly, I don't know much about these games at all in the first place.
Did you play the VR one we had at work?
That wasn't Resident Evil, was it?
Yeah.
That was? Oh.
Yeah. You're stuck in the house with the...
Yeah.
That was way different than any Resident Evil, but it was super cool. And I played that, but it was scary as fuck.
See, I didn't realize that was Resident Evil because it is quite a bit different than the last couple games.
Correct. They've kind of...
Do they go back and forth between like shooters? And I guess technically they're all probably shooters, but this one was way different. This one's scary as heck.
This one was actually like trying to be scary, and you might have had a gun at some point, but they really made it where you sneak around all the scariness.
Yeah.
Kind of like Silent Hill.
That's what it reminded me a lot of, is Silent Hill. So I guess...
Which makes it more scary, because when you have a gun, you can fight stuff. When you don't have weapons, now it's scary. Whatever. I like it. I don't like playing it.
I hear you.
All right. We might have to make this a 2-parter or something.
Sounds good. We're going to wrap this up here for now. You can follow us on Facebook at just search for Flippin' and Mashing. You can also you can follow us on Spotify if you are a big Spotify person, or if you have a Spotify subscriptions and stuff like that. Check us out on there. We're available through Spotify. If you look us up on Podbean, that's just search for Flippin' and Mashing on there. We have kind of a small page on that, and you can find all of our social media accounts on there. You can find like our Twitter accounts and stuff on that, because we're fairly active on Twitter.
I try to be. I try to like or retweet a bunch of current video game news.
Yeah, I definitely...
But I'm kind of biased to Nintendo. I mean, I follow PlayStation, and I want to say I follow Xbox too.
I'm pretty eclectic when it comes to I pretty much post about everything.
Yeah, I would say.
Even, like, I don't own a PlayStation, but big PlayStation news I do still tweet and talk about.
Like Star Fox? Starfire?
Starlink.
Yeah.
Yes, that great PlayStation game called Starlink. I'm excited about this game. I don't know much more to say about it than that. But anyways, we are wrapping this up right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great night, and we will talk to you later.
Bye-bye, and I always blame Steve.